and welcome to episode 27 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. I'm your host, LaurenWhatevs, and it's an odd-numbered episode, so we're throwing it to Rhi first. Rhi, second host, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy!
Okay, I am using my prerogative to branch wide into Marvel, and I would like to use my This Week in Snap to talk about Brave New World, which, have either of you seen it?
I have not.
Okay, I'm not giving any big spoilers, so no worries about that, but this is the warning for anyone that doesn't want to hear any talk about it at all before they see it. The definition of what a spoiler is range broads, but I feel comfy that I'm not going to say anything that would bother Ben or Lauren, so they haven't seen it. Okay, so warnings given. Let's get to it. First of all, I enjoyed it immensely. And Joaquin Torres, who I assume we all know was already in it probably from trailers. I don't know.
I saw a still or something, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right?
Was he?
Oh, was he?
I forget. Yeah. It's been a while.
Probably. He was in the Marvel Snap season. Like, I could have made that connection.
He's very charming, and I really enjoyed how they translated him to the MCU. And I really liked him so much more, honestly. Like I said, I was there when this character was introduced in the comics, and I just
apparently not when he was introduced in the MCU.
I was there. Maybe I forgot about it. But anyway, more recently, yes, he's very, I'm like, I hope they get to keep his whole pretty boy picture and he doesn't get the giant, but he doesn't get half melded.
Doesn't become the center image of the Animorphs cover.
We can hope that for him. Anyway. So, very much enjoyed. I think the weak part for me was in the lack of having the villain be really compelling, which you always kind of need. It's hard to have a good story without of a superhero without a great villain, and I kind of put that in this on Harrison Ford's acting, to be honest with you. Because, one, it's I don't know, okay, pause. I'll come back to this. But, he was almost on the verge of, brilliant acting, of playing Thaddeus as, a dementia, someone in the early stages of dementia who's, childishly fixated on their broken relationship with their daughter and covering up their past mistakes. And that honestly would be kind of brilliant and make sense. And kind of mirror some things happening. But I don't think he meant to play it like that. I think he just acted poorly, and the kind of connection I should have had, either, that mixed empathy you have for villains, or that I don't know, whatever that makes different villains compelling, it just wasn't there for them. I think if they got a different actor, and part of this, I was why are we Weekend at Bernieing Harrison Ford? The man's what, in his late 80s or something?
I don't think he's quite that old.
Isn't he though?
I think he's in his 70s.
Anytime I see him in interviews, outside of movies, he's all I'm not really one to talk. But he's all shaky, and it's just retire, man,
Live
I don't know.
It's he's 82.
82. I stand
corrected.
You sure did.
Right? Tom Cruise, Harrison Ford, it's they'll be dead. We'll prop up their corpses and puppet them around in a movie. But a woman, it's no, now you can only make sad Oscar bait about I don't know, dejected woman of some sort. And men are action heroes forever. We'll CGI you doing it all.
I've heard that Red Hulk is pretty hot. Is that true? That's just the rumor I've heard.
Not my type, but
fair enough.
To each their own. Some people want to be stepped on.
It's
like,
true.
Okay, no, but this made me think broader about Harrison Ford because it's like we all grew up, right? Like our Indiana Jones, our Han Solo, and I know this is getting a little further out there, but I was thinking about how like I was sitting and thinking this in the movie. Like I was just like, like he was my hero. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be Han Solo, right? Like, it's like, I want my best bud who has my back. And I'm like, a total rogue and like pretend like I don't care. But, really, I'm cool and I'm a hero and a good guy and stuff. And then it's like, as I grew up, I learned to respect like Leia. I was like, no, she's the real hero here. Right? Like, do you know how hard it's so easy to have no responsibility? Like Han Solo doesn't feel for everyone. It's so hard to be Leia and feel responsibility for everyone. To stand stand as a symbol of hope when you're you're living in an empire and your entire planet was destroyed. Like to try and convince the people that allowed power to be collected into the hands of an individual to destroy your entire planet, you have to convince them to rise up and overthrow. Anyway, so it's just like, sorry, I've read a lot of extended universe, Star. I have a lot of, especially new. I've been trying to keep up with the.
You have nothing to apologize for.
I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt today. Okay, so yeah, so I was just thinking, it's just like, oh man, it's just funny how the childhood heroes you have as kids, like they change, like I was a huge Han Solo fan as a kid. And now it's just like, Leia, it's just like so admirable, so difficult to be, so hard. A true model. Anyway. Okay. So, that was when we liked the movie. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure they found Harrison Ford after saying like, yeah, no, it's just kind of, for cash, whatever. Like, and it's like, yeah, we could tell, buddy. Some of us work at our jobs and still do a good job. Anyway, sorry. So I'm a little mad at him for bringing down what could have been the most excellent movie with just a little bit left.
Really?
So
no, that's a bummer.
That was my not weak and snap.
Nice.
Go ahead.
You're so right. The villain is critical in so many stories, and especially in like a superhero story.
Mm-hmm.
It basically defined the story.
Do you know why? There are a lot of reasons why everybody fell in love with that first Iron Man film, but like Jeff Bridges was a pretty big part. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
That was the compelling part to me.
Exactly.
I was like, that's my dream. Isn't that all our dream? That's why like every video game ever is like, start with nothing, conquer the world. Like, okay, anyway. Sorry.
All right. Ben, host 3, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Well, my week in Snap, it was all right. I played some Snaps. For some reason, on the days when I wanted to play more Snap, it was always hot location nonsense, and that was a little frustrating. So played some Conquest. As I played Conquest, I felt liberated to play goofy decks. So I played honestly, I was just playing secret homework decks from last week. I was going to cut Thunderbolt Ross from that Heimdall deck, but I haven't cut him yet. I honestly, I considered swapping in Redwing just to kick the tires, see how the bird is. But spoiler alert, I didn't do that. Still haven't seen anyone play one. I know it's a card in the game. And no sightings yet. But eventually I'll try it.
Yeah, of course.
Joaquin?
No.
Redwing.
Sorry, I missed. Oh, a Redwing? You haven't seen any Redwing?
Nope, not a one.
Where are you guys at? Okay.
It took me like 5 days to see my first Thaddeus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not like I'm not playing Snap. I play plenty. I just... These,
okay. It's just the conspiracy theory. It's because I'm playing Redwing. I'm seeing the mirrors. You guys are all free because
That's probably it. Of course.
Rigged matchmaking.
But other than that, on
Is
ladder,
that
on the days when there weren't hot locations, I did tend to play my Scream deck. I feel like the meta is a little bit sour towards it right now, just a little bit hostile. I should probably like swap around, flip through my my Rolodex of Rolodex. You know, see what's there for me. What presence has passed me left for present me. Because, like, you know, I'm sure I've got some good decks in these 20, but, like, oh, man, I really have been just... I felt paralyzed by the lack of deck slots, and I really would like to cook more ambitiously, but I can't just be throwing out babies with bathwater and all that. And, like, there are a lot of babies in this bathtub of my deck collection, so... I don't know.
It's a disturbing image, to be honest with you.
Ain't it, though?
What is this
Ain't it, though?
Baby variants. I did initially imagine actual babies, but now I shall repicture them as baby variants so as to be less disturbing. All right.
But the thing is, even more important than Token Tuesday forecasts and updates, I have one more important function that people really count on me for. And that's to tell you when a new Hades patch comes out. Yes, that's right. Early Access Patch 7, the War Song update, February 19th, 2025. It's the second major update. It's got the final confrontation of the surface route. See, it was important that I got that 32 against Prometheus before things changed, because now Prometheus is no longer the end of the surface route. I'm pretty excited there. I've read all the patch notes. I haven't yet played, but I'm really looking forward to that. Because, like, you know, outside of games, I'm having some tough things in my life, and like Snap is not always the best game to play when you're like externally like not doing great for, you know, other reasons. Whereas when I play Hades 2, I'm a pretty happy camper pretty consistently. I just I love what they're doing, and they love what I'm doing, and I feel it. Yep.
Nice. I still haven't played the last one, but I am looking forward to getting back into that game again someday.
I've got one more Snap thing that has been part of my week. I would say I've spent more time than I actually have spent playing Snap this week thinking about Agamotto and thinking about Bolts of Balthak. And I'm like, I think I was looking at the map upside down. You know, like, I think that Bolts of Balthak is probably, if not the acid arrow of the bunch, the grapple arrow of the bunch. And like, it would be so good if you could just like put it in your deck normal style. Like that was like the thing that like made me think that like, okay, well then it's got to be good, right? Because like if you would play the card on its own and it would be good, that usually means that the thing that makes it is good. And like, I don't love playing with a 16 card deck, but like, I just think this is going to be like more like RSM than I was ready to think about. Cause like, I don't know. I should have taken more notes, but I really have been thinking hard about that card. And yeah, I bet it's gonna kick raw ass. That's what I think.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I think it's good. You get to borrow all that energy from one turn into the next turn.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what do you do with that? Do you like, what's a cool thing to do on turn 4? Because you play Bolts of Balthak on turn 3, right? And I mean, like, a lot of this is going to assume like perfect draws, but I was just like conjuring. You know, you're always just trying to conjure like a good version of what could happen, right? To like really assess the thing. And here's what I conjured. The first example that popped into my head. Okay, play Bolts of Balthak on 3. Then on turn 4, you've got your 8 energy. You play Ajax and Frigga. Then on turn 5, you play Ajax. Then on turn 6, Mystique Hazmat. Boom, 3 Ajax is what's up.
Jesus. Yeah, that's big. Yeah, the problem is going to be drawing, right? Like if you draw all 4 arcane arts and you're wasting 4 draws on cards that don't stay on your board, that's a problem. We'll see. I can't imagine they're going to release... Well, I shouldn't say this because it's happened before. But I can't imagine they're going to release a season pass card that's a flop. I mean, the last one was Black Swan.
Yes.
They tend to avoid that. Okay. My week.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Can I respectfully ask to rudely hijack the beginning of your week in Snap? I played your deck.
Hijack it.
Okay, I forget what you called your deck. It's the Circe Valkyrie one, because I called it just Lauren things. Okay. But I want to put your name in it. Okay. And it was very fun and different. That's why I like, because you just you put such a different tack on things usually than the way I think about decks. And I was struggling with it at first to get wins. And I was thinking about why that is. And I'm like, I wonder if this is our difference in gameplay styles. And I almost think you adapt to mine better than I adapt to yours. Because I tend to play more loose, for each turn. For each turn, I tend to think less about, I'm trying to stay ahead. I'm trying to keep my options open at all times. I know with my friends in board games, a lot of them are like, this is my plan from turn one that I will attempt to execute. And if I pull it off, probably I'll win. And I tend to play things in a very much looser, open, keeping my options style, which can often lead me to victory, but sometimes doesn't beat that. And what made me think, because you were talking about how you had started narrowing your play down to you're really only thinking about winning 2 lanes to the point where you're not even bothering to threaten a 3rd lane. And I'm more in the Ben camp where I'm always kind of covering, I always want to be having an option to switch which lane I'm going for and keeping my stuff around the board and working on prio that way. And I wonder if, because this deck, I feel like it's very about having an end game, right? But it was so fun. It's still fun. I haven't played Supergiant since I played that Wombat Combat deck, and it's still so fun to watch nobody have any idea what to do with her.
It's really funny watching people mess her up. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you tried it and had
Always
fun
I
with
do
it.
it perfectly.
I think my thoughts on the 2-lane versus 3-lane thing, just as representation of the broader concept, is I will try to keep my options open, but I figure the sooner I know which 2 lanes are my winners, the better, because then I'm investing less in the 3rd lane. So I try to keep my options open for as long as I need to, but not a second longer. So yeah, I have to stay flexible for certain locations coming up, or something comes up and discards one of my cards, or my opponent's playing an archetype that I can't deal with. Or
would you be able to say how often you're picking your Valk lane? If or you're thinking your drawback, you're playing what turn are you usually this would be the Valk lane?
I mean, my earlier Valk decks, I very often ran Ant-Man and Mr. Fantastic, and they would both be mid, so that all 3 lanes could be Valk lanes.
Okay. All right. Yes. See,
in this deck,
Valk brain. I need to.
In this deck, Valk lane is left or mid because the right lane is Circe. You can make the right lane Valk, but ideally Circe is your right lane because that's where the Void goes.
You'll get a great deal off the Void, yeah. And I mean,
and the Void kind of locks you in. Yep. And if it's not Circe, it can be Viper. Vipering a Void is big. Yeah. I played somebody else's deck this week. I just, I watched Snap Judgments. I just wanted a cool Adam deck to try out because I played against a few Adams that beat me with their +1 power on the last turn. And I'm like, hey, that's kind of sneaky and fun.
He's cute.
Yeah, of course I could build something with it, right? Hey, that means he's a Valk lane winner if you take everything to 12 and then he gets you the 13th point. But I just wanted to try something, and Derek had this Bast Havoc deck, and oh man, I've been playing it. It's so fun. I've been destroying Conquest with it. It's the most expensive card in the deck, costs 3. It's just I will definitely put it in the show notes, but just you don't even need
Is Agent
Adam.
Venom in it?
Yes, Agent Venom
Yes.
and Bast are both in it.
Okay.
I mean, just
Yeah,
read
I've
them
been
off.
seeing
Played
this one
against
around a
this
lot.
deck.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Hood, Kitty Pryde, Adam Warlock, Havoc and Thena. Havoc comes down on 4 more often than you would think. You don't have expensive cards.
Yeah.
U.S. Agent, Cassandra Nova, Sage, Red Guardian, and Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Cassandra Nova and Sage, and Havoc, and Thena, like all these cards, it's okay if you end up playing them like a turn or 2 late because you're giving them 3 power.
There's no
before you
such
play
thing
them.
as playing Sage late.
Yeah.
There's only playing Sage early.
You're right. Okay, so Sage is the opposite. It's okay to play Sage a little early because you're getting the 3 extra power from the Bastard, the Agent Venom, and that's huge. Anyway, it's a super fun deck. I highly recommend it if that sounds like something that's interesting to you and you're looking for something freshish. Okay, moving on. This week's new card, Redwing, a 3/3. The first time this moves, add a card from your hand to the old location. Did you get it? What do you think?
Yeah, I got it.
You haven't played it. You haven't played it and you haven't seen it. Okay.
Yep.
Rie.
I got it in 1 key. It was like the game was making up for last week where I spent 4 keys. Of course, because this week I was like, but Toon Zemo. And it's like, no, you get it in 1.
I got Toon Zemo. Sorry.
You got Toon Zemo?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I got
Exciting.
it. I got Redwing in 2.
I'll be excited to see it in your deck squares.
Unlikely.
No, play my Baron Zemo. I demand it. I did okay. So I got it in 1, and then it was like I first got, I think, late that night the chance to play. I'm like, oh, what do I can't even go like pulling off the internet. It's just like, what's auto Redwing? And I tried that, and I was just like, I see what they're doing, but it's like not fun for me. And I was like, is this what you're gonna go to the pod with, Rie? You're gonna have played some like a couple games of auto Redwing? No, the esteemed listeners deserve better of you. You talked about your stupid surfer meme dreams. So that's what you're going to do. So I built my surfer, and it is fun. It is definitely C tier, but it does some fun things. I had some fun. I won. I didn't have time to take it all the way through an infinity, but I won some gold conquest with it, and then a bunch of ladder. Okay, so this deck is first you get your movers, which are Aranya, of course, and Madam Web. Now, Madam Web, sadly, is so vulnerable to the Russians, Red Guardian specifically. There's nothing sadder than getting your Madam Web Red Guardian. And you're like, but I was going to move some stuff. I had a plan. Anyway, so you got to watch out for that with Madam Web, because you know they love it. They're like, hee. Because, like, what do you have that's lower than... Yeah, there's nothing that's lower than 1 cost in your deck. So, they have it. You're gonna get the Guardian. Maybe they'll hit Aranya first. Anyway, so Madam Web is one of your movers. And then Rocket Raccoon, we'll save him for last, because surprise mover, Heimdall! Because it's really fun to pull a Heimdall out of your hand with Redwing. Like it's the last card. And then or you play Heimdall, the Redwing moves, and pulls out your surfer. Everyone's happy. Either way, it's a very fun, which is the whole point of this deck. Last mover is Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and I saved him for last because he's also in the next category, which is the Shakers. And Nico. Sorry, I forgot. I'm sorry. Nico is a sometimes mover, and sometimes, enables different things. She handy and all sorts of things. So, yeah. So, obviously you want to move Redwing. Sebastian Shaw is here because sometimes you can do fun things like play in Aranya and then you get Nico with the little plus and then you activate Aranya and then you play Shaw and you get a little double Shaw, which I find very enjoyable.
Right?
Yeah. And Spider-Man 2099. Because this deck is fun! And it's so fun to move it, like to have a Madam Web and like, yeah, mother, like, where are they gonna move it? And what I love about, because it's like, it's such a weird deck, and it's like, because it's Surfer, but then like, surprise Heimdall! I got so many fist bumps after I beat people, I'm pretty sure it was just because like, you're fucking playing Elsa? Because that's right, I'm playing beautiful winter variant Elsa that I just got the infinity border for, and I spent a blue ice on her frame. Yeah, so she's got her little gun, and I've got the blue ice on the frame, and it's got like rainbow like sparkles coming out of it. It's just very joyful. Anyway, so and it's cool because Hope's here, of course, because we're in a Surfer deck, and like Hope is also great with Madam Web because you can move, stuff out of the lane. Yeah. So you can keep hitting. The same thing with Elsa. So it's kind of like I had this fun little like moment of silky smooth, old school in this deck. Surfer's here, of course. And then I think the only card I haven't even mentioned yet is Red Guardian, because like I cannot play, especially not a Surfer deck with no tech cards. I can't do it. And I played around with Rogue in this spot as well, but like Red Guardian is such a good all-rounder. I might have thought about Jug if I had any cards that would benefit from moving their cards, but I don't. So Red Guardian it is. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah.
Is there a Craven in there by any chance?
No. There are some cards I really wanted to fit in, but
I understand.
You made me think. I don't know if it was the Nico or what. I was thinking of cloning, and I'm like, oh, what if you had like Redwing, Frigga, Redwing?
I know. I wanted to put
you get 2 free cards out of your hand. Like that's like a very specific combo. But
the problem is we have so much limited 3-cost cards that can fit in because I need stuff to move stuff. Yep. I need this. So I definitely if you wanted to take out, like, the Elsa can be so, like, you can combo the Elsa. Comboing Elsa's fun. Like, the whole point of this deck is, like, sure, it's C tier. It's not an S tier deck, but you can still win with it for sure on ladder with the surprise. People are not expecting, like, people do not know what the fuck you're going to end with in this deck. And you don't know either. It could be Heimdall. It could be Surfer. But it's fun. And I lost the beginning of the train of thought I was on. Burb.
I've actually been playing. I've been playing a deck this week also. There was a Reddit post where people were theorizing there's a way that you can kind of manipulate what variants show up in your shop. It takes like a week or two of playing the cards that you want to show up. I was testing it, so I threw a bunch of the cards that I want variants for to complete albums. I threw them all in a deck, plus Arsham. Heimdall's in there. I need 2 different Heimdalls. I need Dan Hip and Flaviano Heimdall. And I just, I can't even begin to describe how many games I won because of Heimdall that nobody expects. Like,
right?
Heimdall's a very winning card.
So effective. Like, this is a 6 cost I need to play more.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I wanted to hide it so that people wouldn't expect that. Because I've had games where people saw, like, they killed my Aranya with a Killmonger, or they saw me discard my Madam Web. So they see my Spider-Man 2099 out there, and they're like, she's got no way to move that. My stupid little Doom 2099 or whatever or Dracula that I foolishly left alone, unguarded. Just like a little lamb to the slaughter in a lane. And it's just like, and then you hit him with a Heimdall or whatever. It's just so fun. It's fun to surprise people. It's fun to play with cards that people don't see, like 2099. And it's really fun when they hit.
The thing, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but like, your opponent wants to believe that you're not playing Heimdall, and all you have to do is just help them get there.
Yep.
Like they'll ignore like a couple signs. They can't ignore all the signs. So like don't really. Yeah. They
play
want
a
to
little
believe Heimdall's not
suboptimally.
coming.
Yeah, right.
Just help him get there, and it'll work.
I've had so much fun with him. I'm just like, I gotta start throwing him in more decks that are not move decks. Like, just
Yeah.
the fact that the way he moves the cards is predictable it's very fun, right? Because he moves them in order that they're on the board.
Yep.
I've been able to have a lot of fun with that, like intentionally filling a location with 3 so that only one card comes over. And we're talking about Redwing. He's currently pulling 2 cards if the card that he pulls first is a mover that pulls him. So like Heimdall, Ghost Spider, and Doctor Strange are the only ways to do that as far as I know, which is a bug. But I had that thought, or I heard that, and I was like, oh, but what if the card that pulls him moves him onto Hercules? Would he pull a 3rd card? So I made a silly deck, and that's my most experience with Redwing, is making a silly deck to move him 3 times at once. He did not.
I wonder what happens if you move Redwing and Redwing pulls Baron Zemo and Baron Zemo pulls something that moves Redwing. Does that extra layer of complication make the whole House of Cards collapse? Or
I think that would still be 2 because you're like going like parentheses in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had it happen for me, like, where my Redwing got, like, double. I can't remember if it was just because of the location moving it as well as me moving it or some shenanigans with my cards, but I was like, I remember because I pulled up the card again to verify that just the first time it moves, I'm like, I was not supposed to be doing this, but I'll take it. My opponent probably was a bit mad.
Aranya and Asteroid M or something like that.
It was, like, after Heimdall, I remember, because I was L-seeing my Heimdall is a lot of fun for me for some reason. I'm like, oh, now he
just get that little bit of extra power.
I've been a big fan of that. That's like, yeah, I was a big fan of playing Elsa in Heimdall decks back when she was. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good use of a leftover Aranya, where like I didn't get the opportunity to use Aranya for anything. And it's like,
get
we
2
just
more power on
Heimdall, like, or because then you can just get him to hit an Elsa. And then, like, pop him over your lane or something.
Do you have Hope or Angela in there, or is it just Elsa?
She had Hope.
Hope is in here as well. Yes, getting that extra energy. It's so good because it'll be like Madam Web, Hope, and then you put, like, Nico or an Aranya or something. And it's like you're getting all this extra energy that normally you wouldn't want to do without a kitty or something. But since you can move it off of the Madam Web lane... delicious. I love Madam Web. It breaks my heart every time she gets Red Guardian. I was like, literally, the last time I looked at my screen, I'm like, oh, I was just gonna move. Okay, though. All right. It's just like, but she's so much fun. It's really sad to take that away from you.
I mean, all these cards, the Aranya and Heimdall and Madam Web, these are all cards that I love to play with and hate to play against. They're just, they are hard to read. Anyway, Redwing, what do we think? I think Redwing can cheat out a ton of energy, but it's unwieldy, and so I don't know. Just a decent card, and probably like, this is the main reason why I don't know if he's good, is because the best place to play him might be in a non-move deck, and then you have to dedicate deck slots to moving him. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I was saying, like Heimdall or Madam Web would be another example of this. Like, good cards to just splash into a deck, give yourself a little bit of reach. But you pay a cost for not having that higher synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, he's no Doom 2099. He's like a game winner, but in the way that, like, this card that's hard to pull off, and that, who can predict what it'll do will win you games.
I saw somebody try.
It's move Ghost Rider. That's what I think.
Huh.
And
you think it goes in a move deck?
No, or like in the same way that, like, Ghost Rider has been played in like.
Oh yeah, you can splash him with a Lady Sif.
This is just like, it's the move Ghost Rider. That's what I think.
Next week's spotlight.
Like, Ghost Rider's not in fashion right now, and maybe Redwing's not in fashion right now, but maybe Redwing will be in fashion later when there'll be better things to do.
Ghost Rider hasn't been in fashion forever. Okay. Next week's spotlight, Diamondback, ongoing. Enemy cards here afflicted with negative power have an additional -2 power. I love this card. I think she looks super fun, and the fact that she's asymmetrical is very silly.
I mean, I think that part seems. I don't think that's silly. I just think it's such a commitment on that one lane. I mean, like, I don't know. Functionally, it's just a really big 3/3 and really big, or not 3/3, but like, like a really big 3 cost, and like that's probably good, right? Even though I don't love how just locally focused it is. It's like it's just there, and I don't know, but like Scorpion's so good now. I want to play this card with Scorpion. I'm just like looking for excuses to not play Hazmat or to play other things other than Hazmat. But like this is just goes with Hazmat, right?
It's a very strong synergy you don't want to miss out on. Yeah. I think you're right. It's a little narrow that way.
Card. It's just so I don't know.
It's kind of like, and by the time you're running Hazmat and Diamondback, why are you not also running Ajax? And it's like, how much is the deck at this point building itself? And if you're doing anything else, it's suboptimal.
Yeah, it feels kind of boring and small to me. I mean, obviously not small stats wise, but like ideas wise.
I'm going to put her in my Spider Bay deck. It's going to be great. My only dilemma with... I'm definitely getting her... I'm getting her with tokens because I already have great Nimrod and Phoenix Force variants. It's like I don't have Ajax or Silver Sable. And I have just now recently acquired the means, just over collection time, that I could get all 3 cards. I've like just enough tokens, I could buy all 3. I'm like, maybe I do though.
Oh,
yeah. It's like, if you have Diamondback, don't you just also want to have a Silver Sable and Ajax just in case you want them?
Well, definitely Ajax. I feel like Silver Sable is maybe the one that doesn't go with the other ones.
I agree.
Yeah, she's very balanced. I've seen her. Yep. She's definitely been a very large one drop, but only in.
Although maybe you're doing an affliction bounce thing that we haven't seen before. Maybe,
I'm not doing bounce things.
I don't know. I thought it sounded like a fun idea as I was saying it. I might try to do an affliction bounce thing. That could be cute.
No, that's what I'm saying. You do it. I won't do it.
Yeah,
there's some cool stuff you can do with that. I don't hate beast hitting like Hazmat and Scorpion, and then they're just 1-cost siege. That's very doable. Okay, Spotlight Friends, Nimrod and Phoenix Force, both previous season pass cards. That's the same as last week, isn't it? That's interesting.
Also, they're just so... I don't know.
These
are some skippable cards. Also, are they series dropping both of them?
Nimrod is going to series 3.
Yikes.
I think Phoenix Force is not changing, and I don't know what it is right now. Phoenix Force is a very fun, weird card, but it is a dedicated card. That deck uses Nimrod though, so if you want,
these two, they go together, yes.
If you've been eyeballing Phoenix Force, it is a very fun deck. It's just, it's a tricky deck. I don't know.
Feels like there's only one, too. Like, it doesn't, there's not, like, a bunch of different Phoenix Force decks. It's kind of
every now and then I see Phoenix Force show up in a deck where it's like, there was that like the Black Widow thing where it was like Black Widow and then hit it with Grandmaster and then hit it with Misery and then hit it with Phoenix Force, and you hit them with the Black Widow or Rock Slide multiple times. Is that worth it?
I don't know. I'm rooting for Phoenix Force. It's one of the forbidden move cards that I never play, but I like it for other people.
It makes it sound so much cooler.
I know. I want to like sneak into the forbidden library of like move cards and be like,
it is the most.
It's pretty exciting. Right there with Hercules, Human Torch. I mean, I'll occasionally play Human Torch, but Hercules strictly never.
What you got against beings on fire?
That's a good question. I don't know. That might be a whole thing. I never played Ghost Rider, and his head's on fire too.
If someone on fire was running at me,
there might be a pattern here. You're right.
Make sure you're making an informed decision about the fact that Nimrod is Series 3 in a week and a half or something like that. Basically with the March 4th patch.
Good call.
We'll talk about that series drop in a second. I forgot to say, I got Redwing. I got him with 4 spotlight keys, and for the first time ever, I hit the random card, and it gave me Fastos.
I wish I could react as though I was learning this for the first time, but this was revealed to me on the Snap on This Discord channel, and so I already knew, but like it did blow my mind. This is a day I've been waiting for with, like great hope and expectation, and I knew it had to happen eventually, and I'm so glad that it has, because it happens to me seemingly all the time, and I just want to share it with everyone because it feels great to get a card that you didn't ask for. But
I was like, Redwing cost me 4, but it feels so much better when you get 2 cards with your 4 keys. I haven't used
2,000 tokens these days is pretty cool. I would rather have 2,000 tokens than some cards that I could get for 3,000 tokens. Well, not Fastos. I spent like 6,000 tokens to get Fastos. I've been a believer.
Who's never had it happen.
It's gonna happen soon.
No, second dinner Santa. If you're out there, it's me. Please gift me a random card instead of tokens. Okay. All right.
For 2 weeks, I'm Series 4 complete. Okay, let's look at these series drops. Going to Series 4 is, I'm doing these in the different order. We're going to Series 4 first. Loki, Blob, Sebastian Shaw, Elsa Bloodstone, Ms. Marvel, notably, that's like 4 season pass cards. Werewolf by Night, Scar, another season pass card, Black Knight, Corvus Glaive, Cull Obsidian, Cannonball, and Annihilus. I don't know which one of these is the newest, but they're all pretty old at this point. I think maybe Corvus and Cole being February
Corvus
cards.
And Cole are the newest.
Oh my gosh!
That's like a full year delay. I'm a little disappointed.
1 month older, I think. Right?
Yeah, he's January, right?
Yeah. Once again, it feels like they're like, "Look, we did it! A big series drop!" And our reaction, like my reaction, literally to Lauren when she sent me this was like, "Oh shit, MODOK's Series 3."
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably going to be a lot of people's. I mean, at least people at our level who've had all these cards for a million years, like people who've not had this card.
Kind of just think series drops aren't for me.
Yes.
That said, I don't have Corvus Glaive, so as soon as they drop, I will once again be Series 4 incomplete. Going to Series 3, Null, Zabu, about damn time for both of those.
Yeah.
MODOK, Nimrod, Ghost Spider, Nebula, Silk, Spider-Ham, Lady Deathstrike, Mobius, which is good, a tech card, Havoc, Selene, and Hercules. There's some actual good cards in here. I think they did a good job with the ones going to Series 3.
Yeah, there are good cards in here. I'm just worried this means we're never going to see 2/6 Silk now that they're not going to be able to use spotlight caches.
Silk.
No, they can't sell her. Okay, the main thing I want to talk about with the series drop, like, cool, they're there. They noted when they announced the series drop that they're still working on a long-term rehaul on card acquisition. Yeah, this is a Band-Aid. But I wanted to point out, if you're missing these cards, Sanctum Showdown starts next week, and then a week later, in the middle of Sanctum Showdown, the series drops happen. So make informed decisions when you're spending your medallions or whatever they're called in the Sanctum shop on the random Series 4 or 5 card that you don't own. Maybe don't do it until after series drops happen. That's all.
Very good advice.
Also, I don't know, just like if you let what Lauren just said, like maybe go in one ear and out the other, like back it up, because that's really important advice. That's like really important advice. Okay, so sorry, I wanted to throw some emphasis behind it because damn. Like,
you're gonna feel dumb if you spend, what is it, like 2,200 medallions or whatever on a random unowned Series 4 or 5 card, and you get one that drops to Series 3 the next week. It's unfortunate timing for sure, but it's a result of the fact that Sanctum Showdown got delayed.
Yeah, you would be wasting your resources horrendously if you don't do that. Anyway, just be smart. Thank you.
On to our side quests. First up, but not only, Secret Homework, our weekly challenge. This week's challenge came from Ree. Take it away.
Okay, so my assignment was to create an imbalance patch, a thematic one, because, those were fun and we miss them. And so for my team, I picked the Defenders because we haven't had them yet. And who are the Defenders, you may ask? Well, if you're familiar with Netflix, these are the people. Okay, sorry, I forgot. We're also audio, but I brought up some mechanics for props. And you can see the Netflix team, which is Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Daredevil. And I probably, just in the spirit of MCU-ness, throw in Colleen Wing and Misty Knight into this group as well for funsies, and because they're cool characters and I like them. But so I actually only learned this more recently. The original Defenders were not Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Doctor Strange was one of the original Defenders. Yeah, Ben knows this. I think I heard Hulk was also. Mm-hmm. But we're going with the most recent run that I read that was a different team, which was Defenders Beyond, right? And here we have Loki and America Chavez and Blue Marvel. Also some other characters, but they're not in Marvel Snap yet, so we won't cover them. So these would be all the characters who would be the Defenders, and I thought an interesting ability for them would be, during this Imbalance patch, all Defenders would have an added on-reveal ability that says, after this card is played, move it to the location of another Defender card if possible. So I thought it would be fun to play with things like Jessica Jones, where you could zip someone over to her lane. Like Doctor Strange could pull someone and then move himself. There'd be some stuff to do there, and maybe some reasons to use these cards, you know what I mean? In either different ways or use them at all. Jessica Jones, please let us play your second dinner. If you're listening out there. Okay. I feel like I want to have these confessionals where it's second dinner. It's me, Ree. If you're out there. Please, out looking out at a window at night, to the night sky. Yes, please, second dinner. Yep. Okay. Sorry. So that's my Imbalance patch. I want to do the Defenders, and I want them to be weird and move, surprisingly. So, Ben is assigning the new homework, so we go to Lauren next. What's your Imbalance patch, Lauren?
Okay, my Imbalance patch is marketed or called, Hey, I Know You, but the ability you get is Paradox Power. The ability is not very clever. I'll talk about that in a sec. If you have multiple cards with the same name on the board, they each get +1 power, labeled as Paradox Power. So I don't know if you remember power couples, but if you had 2 cards on the board, or as soon as you played Daredevil, he gave a plus to She-Hulk wherever she was, and as soon as you played She-Hulk, she buffed Daredevil, and it was kind of ongoing. Shadow King didn't get rid of it, but it wasn't literally ongoing because also Rogue and Enchantress didn't get rid of it. So that's how this works. It's its own separate thing, Paradox Power. It doesn't matter if you've got 2 squirrels on the board or 10, they all just get +1. Something that I really want to happen is as soon as a new Paradox group starts, the cards do a little surprised animation, and they both use the Spidey point emote at each other.
Yay! I love it.
Okay, so it's cards with the same name, but also there's a special set of other Paradox pairings. So Red Hulk and Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, Doom and Doom 2099, they all get +1, just +1, but they count as they qualify. And then I have a few that are +2s because their synergy is not as strong. Falcon and Sam Wilson Cap, Spider-Man and Symbiote Spider-Man, Rocket Raccoon, Groot and Groot. They work together. Ghost Spider and Venom, because Ghost Spider's symbiote that is like her suit is Venom from her universe. And then I have 2 +3s, which is Green Goblin and Iron Patriot, because that's very hard. What are you going to do? Wong Green Goblin back to your side? And Hulk and Bruce Banner, because if Bruce Banner evolves, like, that's an okay trade-off. You get, you give up your +3 power to get only +1 instead. So yeah, that's my thing. I also I listed off some ideas of ways that you could use this. Bar Sinister, cloning vats, collapsed mine, multiple man. Mysterio would have 2 illusions at the end of the game. Brood, Nimrods would be fun. There's a bunch of stuff you could do. This Ultrons, you just get a free +1 on all your drones. Don't hate that. Okay,
cool. Very cool. Well, that sounds an awful lot like it makes it my turn to turn in the secret homework.
Please do.
All right. Now, as I often do when we're designing hypothetical game features or game pieces or whatever, I tried to shoot for something that they would actually definitely be able to implement that I know they can do. So I called this Imbalance patch the Arch Enmity patch. All right. So I was a little bit inspired, as I often am, by other games I have played. And I've mentioned this one several times, but in Marvel HeroClix, some of the figures had funny little, they'd have a color on their base dial thing. And there would be another character in the set that had the same color. And these... If you happen to be playing against someone who had like your character's arch enemy on their team, you would do double damage to them. And if you KO'd that character, you would get double victory points. And it really screwed up scoring for like multi-round tournaments and stuff. Cause like you'd think I got a perfect score, but then over on table 3, like Iron Man got killed by the Mandarin, and like they've got like a score of 150% of perfect or whatever. It got very confusing and gnarly, but it would work so much better in Snap because here's how it would work in Snap. You play, you play Sam Wilson, Captain America, and you've snapped and they've snapped. Oh, we're playing for 8 cubes here. Then they play Red Hulk. Boom, we're playing for 16 cubes. It's the 3rd snap.
Whoa.
It's the arch enemy snap, baby. And we know that they know how to do this because we've played Deadpool's Diner. We know you can have more than 2 snaps. So yeah, you locked down that lane with Charles Xavier. This game's getting pretty intense. Magneto just showed up. Boom, 16 cubes. What's good? What's good? What's good? So that's how we could have the drama and the stakes of interpersonal, the long histories, the strugs. As I know from Mystery Men, the plural of nemesis is nemesis, and so just like think of all these nemesis, just.
I like it.
Getting one over on each other. Like, you're not climbing fast enough if you're not stealing 16 cubes or, 4 cubes or 8 cubes or whatever your extra bonus snap gets you.
I have a question, Ben. So if they haven't snapped at all, does it count as the first snap or no? You have to already be at 8
We're
cubes.
snapping. If these 2 characters, it's hands on sight, baby. Oh my gosh.
I like it.
It's an extra double opportunity. That's very fun.
Yeah, what a cool different way of looking at it, an imbalance patch of having it instead of building it within your own deck.
I just wanted to ask for something I knew that they could actually do if they wanted to.
It's so much steam. Yeah. Okay. Tell us what our next week's homework is.
All right, next week's homework. It's not the most groundbreaking or creative homework. In fact, it's a little like some homeworks we've had in the past where I believe we pitched our own episodes of What If. But inspired by the recent data mined what if season coming, with Captain Carter and my perfect angels, Hydra Stomper and Topaz. And at least I assume Topaz is part of the what if season because she appears in a couple of what if episodes. Anyway, anywho, I'm saying we should each design a card based on one of the other characters from What If on Disney Plus, as in anybody who hasn't already been data mined. And yes, that includes the Wild West version of Sonny Birch, Walton Goggins' character from Ant-Man and the Wasp. So you could do that if you wanted.
Wonderful, thank you. That's the one I was specifically wondering about.
Mostly, I just want to talk about my good friend Walton. One of my favorite working actors today, Walton Goggins.
Okay. Next up, we have Title Tussle 4, also known as Title Forcel, Snap or Cap. Because we had a patch last week that introduced new titles into the game. So if you haven't played this game with us before or listened to us play this game, I'm going to read off a list of 3 titles to Ben or Ree. They'll take turns, and it's up to them to determine if the titles are Snap, if they're real in the game, or if they're Cap, and they are titles thrown in there to make them fake titles to throw them off. It wouldn't be a game of Title Tussle if the scoring didn't change. So this time, every title's still worth 1 point. That's the same, but the whole set is only worth 1 point because Ben discovered a kind of a broken strategy last time. Because we're going to keep the rule where if you get 2 out of 3, you win the set. Just like in Marvel Snap, you only need to win 2 of the 3 locations. You can still snap on any set. And so the only possible scores are -4, -2, +2, +4, I believe. I tested it.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Yeah. Or maybe if once you snap, it goes to 8. Anyway, yeah,
Lauren
it does. It goes
keeps
to 8.
Score.
I keep the score, which
play with my feelings.
Ben despises. You two need to figure out who is going to go first.
Ree,
Ben,
you're going
of course.
first.
Oh, you won last time, though. You should definitely go first. Yes,
I suppose I
as
did.
reigning champion, I would graciously, as a former champion.
God damn it. It was a bit of a curb stomping. I don't know how I forgot about that.
Yes, you discovered a very broken strategy and also pulled out into an early lead. Okay.
I was there.
Yeah.
It was a fluke, though. That was the one time I won Title Tussle.
The final score was like 7 points off. It wasn't that much of a killing.
No, it wasn't. I was making it sound a lot more lopsided than it was.
No, we have to for dramatic purposes. So, you can be the Goliath figure.
I can't maintain that level of bravado. It just I can only do it in short bursts. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll win this one. Who knows?
Yeah, I misspoke earlier. Snapping will take you from -8 to +8. So it's the same scoring range as Marvel Snap, except you can't retreat, so there's no ones.
So it's 1 per correct guess, and also 1 for the whole set, and double.
You also go negative if you get it wrong.
Oh, so it's also -1 for the whole set if you get it wrong.
Can't ever remember the scoring.
It doesn't really matter.
If I win, you have to let us spend the outro. You have to listen to me talk about comics. I want those to be the stakes.
Can we do that anyway?
Okay. Oh, let's throw down the stakes.
I don't know.
What does Ben want to talk about? Hades 2. Tell us about the patch.
Maybe.
Just extended Animorph summaries.
Ares is in, and I thought it was going to be as a minor boon giver, like Artemis or Dionysus.
Hades 2.
All right, you haven't won yet. You have to win to have this conversation. All right. I will remind you that it's possible that an entire set is true or an entire set is false. How many times did I do that? I don't know. Okay, first up, Ben, I guess this set is yours. I need to set up my Discord so I can send you these.
Yeah.
Because it's easier for you guys if you can see them. Okay, here's the set. Real androids wear briefs. Jealous of you meat people. Not carbon-based.
Okay, and what season do we think this is from?
It's a good question. They tend to add titles in bursts. Could it be What If season?
I mean, are there robots in the What If season? I mean, I kind of don't remember there being a whole preponderance of robots. You know, I'm gonna say, wow, these are all so plausible. Wow, I would not use any of these titles. Real androids wear briefs. Jealous of you meat people. You know, that first one feels real. Oh, it's because Infinity Ultron. That's why. Okay, so these are on theme for the What If season. Okay. I'm gonna go real. And I'm not
going
to
to snap on this? Not snap.
Oh, you know what? Sure. I'm snapping. Let's kick this sucker off.
You're going to snap on this. Not carbon-based is fake. It's one of the few that we have from ChatGPT today. Okay, so you go +2, -1, +1. You get 4 points.
Nice.
Ree, your first set is coming right up. Here we go. Professional cube dropper. On a hot streak. Bounties, the quicker picker-uppers.
Okay. I'm going to snap 2. Bounties, the quicker picker-uppers, I feel like is a friend or someone made up. I don't think it's clever. A real one. Yeah, it's someone thinking about the game in a way that Marvel Snap is only reflective in ways it shouldn't be, like reminding us all of the 3 times value.
Yep.
Okay. On a hot streak. Real? I'm going to say real. Professional cube dropper. Could go either way. And I'm going to say it is fake.
Okay, and you snapped on it. You're 100% correct. That's an 8-cuber for you.
Damn. Yes! Yeah, professional cube dropper. We should celebrate this right in the first one.
Professional cube dropper is from Flamser. He submitted it for they submitted it for Title Tussle 3, and I missed it, so I felt bad about that one. Bounties was from Adam Star. I need to start giving you guys a bonus point if you can guess.
That's like an Adam.
Okay, here comes set 3 for you, Ben. Only child, second in command, into stuff.
Well, none of these seem so clever that they can't be real. Frankly, they all seem so... I mean, like, the one that I would be most likely to use if, gun to my head and I had to pick one of these, I'd go with into stuff because it is good to have interests and,
You heard it here first, folks.
I find it very fulfilling, my various, areas of expertise and hobbies and things. I am into stuff. It's true. So I don't think that one can be real because I would think about using it. I can't make sense of these. They're so like nondescript and devoid of personality. I feel like Only Child has to be real because they probably think that's worth doing a title about. Second in command. I mean, like, I guess is it some of that self-negging that they just love so much?
They do love it.
I'm not sure. I mean, like, it's still a pretty prestigious position in a lot of organizations, being the number 2. Yeah, sure. I'll go real fake. No snap.
No snap. Okay, well, that's a good call because Only Child is the only one you got right. Second in Command is a fake from Thursday. Into Stuff is real. Maybe you'll acquire a new title you'll actually use.
Maybe. I am into stuff.
Yeah.
They should do I just
that's
like
a -1.
Things. Would be too good.
-2 because you lost the set.
Dang.
Okay.
I feel like it's not good to pearl into an early lead from like narrative perspective.
Worked for Ben last time. Okay, Ree, you got me. I'm Banksy. Totally a Nexus being. Made of bees.
Made of bees? Okay, now that I'm laughing, that makes me think it's not real, but maybe. Okay, you got me.
That has been a very successful measurement in the past.
I'm trying to remember if the titles make reference to real people like that, because I would think it's real unless they don't do that. So I'm going to say that's real. Totally a Nexus being, I'm going to say, is fake and made of bees. It's also fake. It can't be a real title if it's making me laugh this hard, but I'm not snapping. I lack confidence in my own assertions.
Snap. Well, you won the set. They're all fake.
Okay. They're all fake. Okay.
Yeah, they're all fake. So that's a 2-pointer for you. You got me on Banksy's from our friend Adam Starr. Totally a Nexus being is from Miles Per Minute. And I'm delighted that you enjoyed my Beast title so much.
You made bees! You win.
All right, Ben. Ancient in dog years. Too old for this. 300 years your senior.
Okay, well, I have a couple things to say in case anyone gets itchy when they can't figure out why a thing reminds them of something or whatever. In case you were wondering, yes, Camilla Al-Jamil, fictional character, sister of Tahani, was indeed voted most likely to be Banksy. That's just a fun joke from The Good Place that I was reminded of. But anywho, on to these 3. Ancient dog years feels very plausible. Too old for this. Sure, I wish it said too old for this shit, honestly. 300 years your senior, also very plausible. The sort of thing that would be a title in Marvel Snap. So I am going to go real snap.
You can't. She can't have done real right. Fake. That's too much.
I didn't. Nope. He's losing on that set. The first 2 are fake. So, Ancient in Dog Years was mine. Too old for this from Mod Supreme Models over at Snap Judgments League.
Oh.
Yeah. But you saved yourself 1 point. So I believe that is
-4.
-3 plus 1 doubled is -4. Indeed. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to learn how to do this math faster someday. Read.
No, it's soothing to me to know that it's being done and I don't have to do it.
Here comes your set. Lost both hands once. Lost my heart too. Left it in my other costume. I'm telling a story here.
I know, really. Lost both hands once is incredibly disturbing. It's very like Deadpool.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, this is hard. Okay, I'm not gonna snap. Lost my heart too is gonna be fake. It feels like you made it up, Lauren, to put it in this story. You're gonna be like, wrong, it's super real. Or someone else made it up. Okay, but that one is fake. Left it in my other costume is real, and lost both my hands once. Is the kind of uncomfortable that Second Dinner likes to make me when I am forced to interact with other people I don't know. So I'm going to say it's real.
Okay, are you snapping? You said no?
No. Yeah,
Okay, you lost the set, but you got one right, so that's a -2. Lost both hands once and lost my heart too are both real, and I don't like either of them.
So weird. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Left it in my other costume from Philip J. Woodward.
You got me, Philip. That was a real one. I guess it's a bit long. You always check that.
Also real coherent and like kind of funny and like fitting, you know.
Yeah, you're right. I should have seen
using.
it.
These could have been giveaways.
Smelled it like Wolverine.
Okay, Ben. Hitching Witch's Road. My other car is a broom. Best kindling in Salem.
You know, I just don't know where we would get these titles, because I think was Jennifer Kale. The name got found in the game files, right? Like she's coming.
Yep.
Like maybe there'll be some witchy stuff in seasons to come. You know, best kindling in Salem. My other car is a broom. Hitching Witch's Road. All of these are not so clever that they couldn't be real. You know, I think fake, real. And I need to catch up, right? Do I need to snap? How far behind am I? Am I allowed to find out now, or do I need to wait for the halfway?
Really? But yeah, you're behind.
I'm behind. All right.
But are you confident?
No. I did bad on the last one.
Wait for a set that you're confident in.
All right. I'm super not confident. And in fact, I might have changed my mind already.
Oh.
All right. On the basis of this new knowledge.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I think real fake.
Okay, well, you went from getting them all wrong to getting 2 right, so good call. The middle one is also fake. Okay, so that's I believe that's a 2-pointer without the snap. Hitching Witch's Road is real. My other car is a broom is from miles per minute, and best kindling in Salem is one of the few in ChatGPT. ChatGPT kind of cooked this time.
I'm surprised. Best Killing Sam felt too clever for it.
I thought that was like disturbing, but also kind of funny. Especially if it's a witch herself who's owning it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to have a dark humor when they're burning you. Your gender.
Right, exactly. Okay. I mean, I definitely coaxed it along, but I was impressed with that. Okay, apathy all along. Ouija board says retreat. Hexed the group text, which is very fun to say.
Hexed the group text. Okay, sorry, I tried myself. All right, apathy all along is fake. That feels too funny, like kind of clever and too relevant. Okay, and then Ouija board says retreat. I'm gonna say they're all fake, to be honest.
Are you snapping on it?
I don't know. Okay, yes. Yes!
Hey, -4 cubes. 2 of those are real. Okay, apathy all along is real. That's one you can look forward to. Ouija board says retreat, also real.
I won't put it for myself. I'm not apathetic. But okay.
No, okay. Yeah. Touche. Hexed the group text was another ChatGPT. I reworded it a little bit.
Real. Okay, no, that one is fake.
No. I don't remember what you said, but I believe you got 1 right.
I said they were all fake.
Yeah, I'll say
okay,
2 of them are real. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Ben. Party-proofing the cosmos. Party like it's 2099. Party Thor's cleanup crew.
All right. I'm shocked that the second one isn't already in the game because that is right in their Q zone. So I'm going to say that one's real, even though I can't see how it would fit into the upcoming seasons. But like, if we're having random witchy stuff, I guess we can have random 2099 stuff too. So I'm going to say Party Like It's 2099, definitely real. Party Thor's cleanup crew. I think that's the kind of thing that they like. It's kind of a deep cut because that is a what if character that is not on one of the cards. So I'm like, are they drawing from? Do they know about the world outside? Yes, I guess they do. So I think the last two are real. It's party proofing the cosmos that has me scratching my head. Honestly, like all of these are just a little bit cleverer than I would really like to confidently say that they're real. Like they all have me wondering, like, is this a little too clever? But surely one of them is real at least. Party Thor's cleanup crew, that's what if themed. The 2099 thing is not, but it feels like such a real title. I'm going to say real Snap.
Very good. That's a 4-cuber.
No!
Party Like It's
Which one was
2099 is from Wombat Combat.
All right, well, Wombat Combat, you crushed it. That one felt so plausible. Are we sure it's not in the game already?
Maybe it is. It wasn't in this patch, though.
Fair enough.
Okay. And then we'll be at our halftime. When in Nova Roma, Zenla Tourism Board. Party on Midgard!
Oh, man. Okay. Zenla Tourism Board sounds too specific. Sounds like it's from one of our comic friends. So I'm going to say that one's
Yeah, that's
fake.
not B-roll.
And then when in Nova Roma could go either way. So Party on Midgard, I'll say is real. Could go either way. It's getting so hard. They're getting too good at tricking us. Okay, so
the scores would indicate yes, we're getting better at it.
Yes. Okay, that's fake. Win in Nova Roma and Party on Midgard are real.
Are you sure Zenla Tourism Board is fake? Because that seems kind of like cursing in Sokovian or whatever, where like, or not Simkarian. That's it. I was like, it's a deeper cut than Sokovian. Like they sometimes come at us with like wildly deep cuts.
They do. I'm sure it has to do with how there's a variety of people on the team who contribute titles.
Or who contribute prompts or whatever.
Whether they do them. Yeah, I mean, because tourism board.
Like there's so many things that like are kind of like I don't know.
And convinced me to change my mind once per game, so I'd like to change Zenla Tourism Board to real.
That's an excellent call because you're correct. I think that means you got all of them. You said fake, real,
Okay.
And you snapped, right?
I don't know what I said.
I don't know what you said either, but it's okay.
It's going to be 4/8. Okay, we're halfway through. Entertain them. I'm sorry we don't have something about birds being fake for you to read off while I quickly tally the scores, but vamp for a sec.
Oh yeah.
Well, would you like to know? So many boons are in, they're out. Oh my gosh. Pour one out for my old friend Blood Control.
No, you're right. This isn't fair. You're taking your wins early and you're not even in the lead.
About something else.
All right, I am stealing it. So what I want to say is that I saw something that reminded me that we all have a childhood movie that we thought was still good and we hadn't seen for a long time. And then you watch it again, you're like, oh, this is garbage, though. And for me, that movie was Dragonheart. I made someone years ago that I was dating watch it because I'm like, it's a really great movie because I remembered how much I loved it as a child. And when I watched it again afterward, I'm like,
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry that I made you watch that. And they're like, yeah, it's okay.
That's a very good story. Thank you. Here are the scores. Ben has 4 points. Ree has 8 or 12. Okay.
We'll go with 8. I don't think I snapped, to be fair.
4 to 8.
It's
anyone's game.
When the episode's over and I'm listening back for the timestamps, we'll
Wait,
find
sorry,
out.
what were Ben's points
really
if I'm at
happened.
8?
4.
Okay, good.
It's a close game. Honestly, even if you have 12, it's a close game. It's doable. Okay, here's Ben's next set. Decoy Duck. Alternate reality enthusiast. Soldier lost in time.
All hugely plausible.
I know.
I think we didn't get any ducks in the What If season, did we? Neither of the possible duck characters we would have received.
None of the 3 that I can think of. Aren't there 3? Isn't it Howard and what's her face? And Birdie.
I mean, like, we're not counting Darcy as a duck person just because
Darcy the duck is her married name.
I suppose so. She is the duck. All right. Well, you know what? With that in mind, I'm going to say real. No, you know what? I'm going to go fake real. Well, see, it's right there in the name. It is fake. It's got to be fake. It said decoy right there. And
you think I would do that?
I don't know. I think fake, real. And I'm not feeling very confident about that. Damn. Sure.
You're snapping?
Yeah. Fake, real. And yeah, I'll snap.
All right, that's 4 points. Not bad. Decoy Duck is real. Alternate reality enthusiast is real. Soldier lost in time is real. This was a triple reel.
It was a triple reel.
I'm a stinker. Here you go, Ray.
Oh, no.
Questioning my mutantity. Oh, that's a silly word. Confirmed, not a mutant. Omega level boo-boo fixer.
What? Okay. Questioning my mutantity is definitely made up. That one's fake. Confirmed, not a mutant. It's kind of good, which maybe made me think it's also fake. And Omega level boo-boo fixer feels real because it's just so. Or did Scott? Is this one of like Scott's things? I feel like he's done stuff that have been like, no.
I think he did do baby talk last time. Yeah.
Yeah. All these parents and they.
On the other hand, I think Adam was talking recently about Zorn, an X-Men character, who is an Omega level boo-boo fixer. I don't know.
Okay, I'm saying they're all fake, but I'm not snapping, even though it seems unlikely to me that Lauren would go all real and then all fake.
I think I did it last time, but not snapping is a good choice because you only got one of them right. Okay, so that is a -2. Questioning my mutantity is from Mod Supreme Models. Confirmed, not a mutant, and Omega level boo-boo fixer are both real. I think Omega level boo-boo fixer might be the silliest title in the entire new set.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny, honestly.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not wow wet diapy.
No, it is not.
Oh, it's been a while since they've given us a banger like that. All right, Ben. Cue catchy theme song. Mute me. Don't you Forget about me.
Oh my goodness. Well, I feel like Mute Me is exactly the kind of toxic shit they would put in just for the trolls and the jerks. They just love giving them ammunition and tools and all that stuff
To highlight the fact that you can't mute all.
Yep. So that one feels pretty real, although I don't know. I think real, fake, no snap.
That would be a 2-pointer for you. Q Catchy theme song's real. I believe that it is associated with the other witch titles. So I think it's an Agatha all along reference. Mute Me is mine. Don't You Forget About Me is Adam Starr's. Let's go on to Ree's next set. I've come to bargain. Bathroom is my sanctum. Can't bathe. Too electric.
They never get the quotes right.
Right, yeah, I feel like I don't know if that's like because they're not allowed to or what. So I feel like I've come to bargain has to be fake, just following the rule if they never do it exactly. Bathroom is my sanctum. They have a lot of bathroom titles, which lets me think maybe it's real. And then can't bathe too electric.
They love talking about not showering and shit.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to say fake, real. And I'm behind. So does that mean I should snap or not snap? I'm not like super confident.
Are you behind?
Are you behind?
Yeah. I've gotten some minuses and you've only gotten
you're ahead
pluses.
by 2. Okay. I feel like
you
might be in the sweet spot where you are either winning or losing.
I think so.
Let's just snap. Not out of confidence, but out of fear.
Okay, that's a -4.
No!
I appreciate the effort, though. I've come to bargain is real. That was
really
that was guaranteed negative points.
They've been getting them wrong by accident, just like I thought.
So now the rules have changed, and they'll sometimes get them right. What are the rules?
Bathroom is my sanctum is mine. Can't bathe. Too electric is real. Whatever the fuck that means.
I honestly think it's almost too clever to be real. That's because, what you gonna put Electro in the tub? That man's gonna fry himself.
Okay, all right, Ben. I've got a fun set for you. Up to Showdown. Welcome to the Showdown. Showdown Throwdown.
I am gonna go real, fake, real.
Are you snapping on this?
No snap.
Okay, well, you got it exactly wrong. So, Up to Showdown and Showdown Throwdown are both mine. Welcome to the Showdown is real. I'm hoping maybe it'll be something that they give us for Sanctum Showdown. Otherwise, it's just weird.
Very nothing.
Yeah.
The other two were so much more fun.
Welcome to the Showdown is very boring. Yes.
Is that a -4 because I got them all wrong?
Yeah, but you chose not to snap, so good call.
Yeah.
Okay. This is our lowest scoring game of Title Tussle to date. With round 16, Cosmic Border Patrol. Papers, please. That's one title. Your homeworld was delicious. I apologize for the dog. Your timeline is doomed.
Oh, man. Okay. Cosmic Border Patrol Papers, Please seems kind of long, although I've done long ones before. Plus, it's very coherent, I guess. So, I'm going to say that one's fake. Your homeworld was delicious. Honestly, it's the capital letters that make me feel like maybe it's fake, but maybe that means it's more real. We'll say it's real. And then your timeline is doomed. I'm going to say it's fake. Fake,
Are
real,
you snapping?
fake. Yeah, because we're behind, so we need to...
Okay, that's a -4. You're correct. Cosmic Border Patrol. Papers, Please is from Adam Starr. Your homeworld was delicious. Guess who that's from?
Joe.
Yeah, it's the only one Joe submitted. Yep. He's paraphrasing something that Galactus says to Super Skrull in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh, wow. Deep cut reference. Respect.
Okay. Ben, not that Loki. Oprah, Zemo. Zemo, Oprah. Drac owes me $5.
I don't think I know the reference in the second one. I don't know about any. I mean, the first one feels real, especially because last week on the episode I predicted with some certainty that they're gonna sell you another Loki before they make this Loki good again. But that almost makes me think that this was submitted based on that. Yeah, I don't know. Drac owes me $5 hairs. I don't know. Like none of these are. I'm not getting strong anything vibes off of any of these titles. I'm gonna say real. I don't get the second one, which means it's probably real. And the third one seems plausible, but it's also such nothing. But like, why would anyone submit this one? Because it's such nothing. So I'm going to say real, no snap.
Okay, the no snap's a good call. That's -2. Not that Loki is real. Oprah, Zemo, Oprah is Adam Stars. I don't understand it either. I don't know if it is a reference. Drac owes me $5 is mine from a meme Moon Knight panel. That's not real. Where he's going down the stairwell and talking about collecting his money from Dracula.
I know that meme panel that they...
It was referenced in Marvel Rivals. Anyway, pretzeled my elastic arms. Help. Gonna need songs about today. Brother from another timeline.
Oh man, I've been doing so bad. I'm wondering if I should start doing opposite of my thoughts. Pretzeled my elastic arms. Help. Real. Gonna need songs about today. Slightly confusing. Say that's fake. Brother from another timeline. Fake.
Okay, you went with real, fake. Are you snapping on this?
Yes.
That's 4 points. Good job.
Yay! Finally! Not negative.
Brother from another timeline is from Thursday.
Okay, I should have guessed. I thought it was probably too clever for a snap title.
And the other two are real. Pretzeled my elastic arms. Help. It's a little bit funny, but that's a long one. I don't understand. Gonna need songs about today. Remy is making a glorious guest appearance. Okay, Ben. Misheard. Brave Newt World. Built my deck on vibes. Don't bogart the cake.
All right. So, first one, kind of funny. I like that. I mean, like not like laugh out loud funny, but like Brave Newt World.
Isn't like a good Newt humor.
Yeah, I like Newts. Newts are fine. Built my deck on vibes. What a stupid nothing title. Sounds pretty plausible. I not a huge fan of discussion of vibes in general. Honestly, doesn't endear anyone to me. The more we talk about vibes, sometimes I do it, but usually while despising myself. So I don't know. Built my deck on vibes. I don't know. The third title is an X-Men reference. Also, another title that could have something to do with Omega level Boo Boo Fixer Zorn. So that makes me wonder, are they adding all the Zorn titles before the Zorn card? I don't know. But were these submitted specifically for me or for Ree, or these were just title submissions in general, right?
No, they were not targeted to either of you, but but when I solicited for titles, I did provide the titles that were just added in the patch so they could make targeted decoys.
Because I did reveal on Blue Sky that I do have knowledge of the Grant Morrison new X-Men run. And that's the thing that happened like around the time you were soliciting titles. And
well,
stuff.
I didn't understand.
I feel like
reference.
maybe somebody's trying to trick me, but yeah, it's this like drug that comes in inhalers and it makes your mutant powers extra powerful and stuff, and it's not good for you. Also, I don't know. I'm not going to spoil 20-year-old comics, but I think we got fake, real, and real. That's going to be one of the ones that's like a deep cut lore reference that they actually got right for some reason.
Are you snapping on it?
Fake, real, snap.
Okay, that's a 4-pointer. Well done.
Was the first one real?
No, Misheard Brave New World is from Adam Starr. I feel like it's a very Adam title. Built My Deck on Vibes was mine. Don't Bogart the Kick is real. You called it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ree, for round 20, the final round of our game.
Oh, no.
Sidekick's sidekick. Don't call my mom. I eat megabytes.
All right. I like sidekick. Like, kind of too much for it to be real. So I'm going to say that's fake.
Yeah.
Don't call my mom. Let's say it's real then. Just because I don't know when I picked the last one to be fake. And I eat megabytes is real because it's nonsensical, but that could also... Sometimes, Lauren, you're really good at making supremely nonsensical titles.
It's true.
And I could see that being one you made up. So let's go... But I've got to, this is my last chance. So I'm definitely snapping because I know I'm behind. I'm going to say it's fake, real.
Damn, what a finisher. An 8-pointer.
Yay!
And it's a good thing, too. So now your ambiguous 4 points don't matter. You either... Okay, here's the final scores. Ben with 8 points. Ree with 14 or 18 points.
Oh, really? I thought it was way behind.
No,
I lost 4 points multiple times.
Yeah, well, so did Ben.
Oh, good job.
Also, I don't think Ben got any 8-cubers, and you got 2 or 3.
That'll do it.
Huzzah. I was all prepared to be like, all right, talking about comics is for winners, so.
I think that's your third Tussle title.
Yeah.
Sidekick is from Thursday, by the way, before we move on.
Good job, Thursday. I like it.
Yeah. Well, friends, listeners, viewers, if you like what you heard, if you like what you saw, look at my cute face and my little guy back there. Follow us, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. Hop on the YouTube and leave a comment, even if you're a listener. That's great. We love seeing that. We check the Spotify comments too. Well, Ree does.
Thinking about going from lurking YouTube to maybe participating.
Oh,
possibly.
shit.
But always lurking.
Yeah, Ben and I leave comments on there, and we all share the comments with each other when we see them. Anyway, engage, share, etc. It's good for the podcast, which is good for us, which is good for you. Oh, yeah. If you want to follow us, you can do so. Just the links are in the show notes or the video description. Leave us a review. I might have already said that. I did it off the top of my head, and now I'm reading it. So anyway, we have a Discord. You can come hang out with us. I think 2 people made it there this week. It is a little tricky to get there, but if you get there, it's fun. And there's instructions, again, in the show notes or video description. Okay, we're part of the Snap Judgments Network, and happy to be part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like Snap Decisions from Joe, who submitted that excellent Marvel vs. Capcom title, where he talks about, the MCU and comics and Snap. And he puts out at least 2 episodes a week, so it's great. Anyway, If you want to catch us, see what our thoughts are about Sanctum Showdown next week, tune in next time. Same Snap time, same Snap channel. Yeah. All right.
Yay.
Crowned Champion Ree. What do you want to talk about?
Okay. If I had prepared this ahead of time, I would have used it more to just talk about things I like. But instead, I would use it as a service to keep users informed of the current drama of the comics world, which is
thank you.
Where we find ourselves a lot lately in the Spider-Verse. People have been not super happy with Peter Parker for a while, or what they've been doing with him. Obviously, everyone always loves Peter Parker. But for example, they had the weird where Miss Marvel died, and somehow they decided to make that traumatic for Spider-Man, even though they had no connection. And then like stuff with Mary Jane, just like weird choices, like why? So already they were at it. And then they decided to tease. They had this teaser like, guess what? We're digging up Gwen Stacy, which, you know, as you all know, is dead in the main 616 universe, right in the big plot point of
famously so.
Yes, right. And so everyone's like already like, oh no, just let it rest in peace. Like, what are you doing to poor Gwen Stacy? And here's what they've decided. They're digging her out to be, they're like, we need an official Marvel 616, which is the number of like the official, the real Marvel world in the multiverse or whatever, to make her the real Gwenpool. She's going to be like the resurrected Gwen, which is dumb because there's already a Gwenpool. And Gwenpool
also,
has
Gwenpool
a great
is not
story.
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, she's like real different.
She's Gwendolyn Poole. Well, okay, so here's the story of Gwenpool, okay? So Gwenpool starts, so because of Ghost Spider being a thing, which also Ghost Spider just became a thing because they designed her for like a what if Spider-Verse thing, and people saw the design and they loved it. And
I mean, it's a great design.
And like, it's just, yeah, and it's just like how a lot of superheroes, right? like appeal to people anyway, visually first. And so Gwenpool existed as a variant cover. Someone was designing for a release of Ghost Spider covers, and people fell in love with the design. And because of that, they're like, okay, like let's make this Gwenpool character, which I love it because Gwenpool's whole thing in Deadpool is being meta, and she kind of just meted herself in from a variant cover. But they weren't allowed. They're like, no, well, you know, she can't be Gwen Stacy because, like, you know, that's not allowed. There are all these things that they didn't do. So they did the thing that they normally do. It's like, well, she's from actually our world, like our actual real world. She's like that. She's Gwendolyn Poole, and she gets sucked into the Marvel universe, and she tries to use her meta of comics to, like, you know, get away with shenanigans. And it's like, that's a perfectly great story for Gwenpool, right? Why does there have to be? Cool. And it's like, they have this whole thing where they need to bring like Miles over, like to the real. He can't just be in the Ultimate Universe. Like everyone has to have their own version. It's like, leave Gwen Stacy alone, leave Gwenpool alone. And they like redesigned her costume, and she's all like purple and dark edge and has like a pull-out claw. And it's like, why? So anyway, everyone's very upset about this. You've now been informed of the current drama of the comics universe. All right.
That sounds very dramatic. I hope it turns out better than people fear.
That's
when do
always
we find out? Like, is the comic out yet, or it's coming out?
No, it's not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a thing.
Yeah. As per usual, comic fans are unhappy. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Okay.